What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I'm about to get into this gym, man. Came out of here yesterday and talked to y'all, and I'm gonna talk to y'all before I go in. The situation with the trophy wife has, I've come into some information that really makes it far worse than I ever could have imagined. Real quick, I'm a cover something though. I had a woman in my video yesterday because I made a comment that seemed to ruffle some feathers. About black women, not really exercising, not really working out, not being active, and one comment in particular was a nice lengthy one saying that it's not true. Black women do this and do that. And I'm going to address that. And I'm going to be very respectful in addressing that too, because your comment was respectful. So here we go. If you go to healthywomen.org, you will see that their information is 4 out of 5 black women, aka 80%, are obese. And if you go to other sites that are, some are a little less credible, but still, it's like, okay, yeah, I can see that they put some effort into this research. They say that black women are 70 times more likely to be, or 70% more likely to be obese. And when I say that I don't ever see women at the gym, I'm not just talking about this particular gym. I'm talking about every gym I've ever been to in my life. That means different places that I lived and different cities that I've visited. Now, I understand that is anecdotal, but when you take what I see out in real life and match it up against what the research shows, it makes total sense. They fit side by side. They interlock like puzzle pieces. So, if you go to your local Pilates studio and look in there, you're not gonna see sisters. If you go to your local yoga studio, you're not gonna see sisters. I don't be seeing sisters, jogging anywhere. In fact, when I used to live in the hood and I'd be out jogging daily, I remember this one time, and I'm not gonna waste too much time on this, but I remember this one time, it was a car full of fat chicks. They stopped at the red light. They were yelling, "Run, Forrest, run" at me. I'll never forget that because I couldn't believe the audacity. And I remember clapping back saying, "You bitches should be out here running with me." And of course they started saying a bunch of, rubbernecking BS or whatever because they couldn't believe that I went there. But y'all stopped to say some garbage to me, So yeah, I just want to go ahead and just say that, sisters just don't be out here exercising like that. And I'm not gonna pretend like they are when I see the research and I see with my own eyeballs, the reality matching up with it. If I'm out and about at a mall, be it in my city or traveling around, because I've been to so many different places, if I see a sister, more likely than not, she's overweight. That's just the reality of it. I don't like that that's the case, but what can I do about it? So if what I'm saying, it upsets you or whatever, that's not my intent. But getting triggered by things just because you don't like how they sound, it doesn't fix things. Only action does. So the overweight situation with sisters, it's up to y'all to fix it. Y'all have to do something about it. So it's gotten to a point to where sisters put more energy and effort into their hair than their body. And I think that is absolutely absurd. And no other group operates like this. So I'm gonna leave it there with that. As I said, shout out to you who made the comment. No disrespect. I said that I was gonna be respectful, and I believe that I have. So I'm gonna move on to talking about the woman that was talking about she married a monster. I seen some video that she herself published. It's an older video where she was basically flexing about the fact that she went from being a single mom to a trophy wife, married to a high value man in a year. And she really thought that she did something. She's so, proud of herself from going from being a single mom. I think her kids, I think one is 2 and one is 8 or something. forgive me if I'm getting the ages of the children wrong, but the children is 2 boys. So let me go ahead and correct that. I said that she had the girls, with the previous marriage that she had. That was incorrect. The old guy that she was with before, and I'm old by I mean old relationship, who she was married to before, she had 2 boys with him. So let me correct that. I do, however, stand 10 toes down on what I said about taking children, especially girls, into a relationship with a new man, because the man is the protector, and if he's not around, you have silly stuff that happened. This guy truly was a monster because these were his own kids. Not to say that it would have been any better if they weren't, but damn, man, you victimizing your own little girls. I just couldn't fathom that. But she said that she had left the guy. He was he wasn't a really good quality guy either. And the thing is, let me just say this woman, I don't feel sorry for her. I had some feelings of sorry for her yesterday. Today, I do not. I do not feel sorry for her. I only feel sorry for the children involved. This woman has a long history of making extremely poor decisions. She said she intentionally got pregnant at 17 at the time, and she was with this guy before. She left him, and I can understand leaving him, but she was with this other guy, and it was like he tolerated her kids, but she left him, and like the following day, the guy who she ended up being married to, the monster, reached out to her, and so she started a relationship with him. You moving too fast, for one. If you didn't came out of one traumatic relationship, you really shouldn't be out there immediately like looking for the next D to jump on. Especially women, when you've undergone trauma, you're gonna make really poor decisions because women are more emotional than logical. Not to say that women can't be logical, but the emotion aspect is higher, and it tends to influence your decisions, and they're not going to be as sound decisions as they would have been otherwise. So jumping from one D to another, which is what it was really starting to sound like she was doing, that already isn't wise for a few reasons. And then you have children in tow. According to her, the guy she ended up marrying, the high value man, as she put it, he met her boys after a couple dates. Again, just poor decision making. I have a son, okay? My son is 21 years old. I am no longer with his mother. I would have been absolutely furious if the dudes who she was seeing got to meet my son a couple dates into whatever relationship they supposed to be in or whatever. I'd have been absolutely furious. And she know I would have been. And she may even see this video and end up in the comments, laughing about it. She may not expose herself. But if she come across this video, I guarantee you she'll laugh because she know how I am. Like whatever dude you gonna see or whatever, I really don't care about that. Do your thing. There were plenty of times where I just wanted to have my son. So if she wanted to go out or something like that and ask me would I keep my son, I would, because I just wanted to have my son. Because let's just be for real here. Dudes be trying to like cock block. They still got feelings for their baby mama and stuff, and I just wasn't affected by that. I was done. So they'll refuse to keep their kid thinking that they blocking her from going out. That's not the case. She just gonna go down the line, trying to contact the next person to see if they'll keep the kid. So I wasn't about to deal with that stuff. I'd rather my son be here at my house. I know he's safe, and then, thinking, oh, I showed her, she's not gonna go out, and he has some auntie or some cousin or some other random person that I don't even know. And in some cases, now I'm not saying that my son's mama did this, again, I gotta clean this up, because if she watches this, I don't want her to think that I'm putting her out there like that. But yeah, I'm not saying that she did this, but I've seen plenty of cases where the woman she'll be so hot in the pants for whatever dumpster guy that she's dealing with, that she will, get a kid some melatonin, and when they fall asleep, go on out there into the streets. So hell no, I wasn't gonna even create an opportunity for something goofy like that. So I kept my son every opportunity I could. And my son, he started living with me full time many years ago. So the things that I'm saying aren't from the perspective of a part-time parent. The things that I'm saying are from the perspective of a full-time parent. All right, I've had my son living with me. He first came to live with me, he was like 7. Okay, so I know what it's like to have to make moves and factor in your child's benefit, because they didn't ask to be here. They're here because of you, and the decisions that you make, be it good or bad, have a trickle-down effect to them. So stuff is different when you got kids in tow, man. And that's why I don't feel sorry for this woman. She makes really stupid choices, and it's like she just cares about what she wants and doesn't really consider what's best for the kids or how this will affect the kids. So she ends up with this guy. Her lease is running out, and she don't want to renew the lease. So she hits him up talking about some, hey, I need a place to stay. You know, he's a high value guy. So I guess, you know, she's starting to try to put the squeeze on. He says to her, you know, if you gonna live with me, it's gonna be as my wife, not as a girlfriend. And according to her, this is only like a couple weeks into them knowing each other. You see what I mean about poor decision making? And let me just add this part as well, because this is very important. Shara 7, if you guys don't know who that is, that's the one who came with the whole sprinkle thing, that dumb shit. She said she came across her on YouTube, and basically listening to her inspired her to strive to become a wealthy, or, you know, a trophy wife, find her some high value, well-to-do man or whatever. This is a woman who tells you to go cheat on your husband or cheat on your man if you know, you have to pay a single bill or all that sort of shit. Let's say it's like 80-20 or whatever. Like you just got to cover the fucking cell phone bill and pay the Netflix bill or something like that, right? That's grounds to go out and cheat. So that's who she decided to start taking relationship coaching from. You see what I mean here? The pattern of really poor decision making. So she jumps in to a relationship with a guy she doesn't know, exposes her kids to a guy she doesn't know, marries a guy she doesn't know, and then starts producing children for a man that she doesn't know. Poor decision after poor decision after poor decision after poor decision. And then she said that some of her sisters are married. She coached her sisters on how to get married too, and she was very proud of this. The fact that this woman is this bad when it comes to making her own life decisions, and had people that were listening to her seriously and making moves based off of what she was saying, is crazy. And then we skip forward to the part that I told y'all I had a colossal issue with yesterday, and that was the setting up your damn iPhone and recording a video exposing your daughter's trauma for the internet. As I said yesterday, we ain't got no business knowing about this. I shouldn't even be speaking on this. I should have no knowledge of this whatsoever. Y'all shouldn't have no knowledge of this. This shouldn't even be a discussion. This is something that totally should have been handled in private, totally should have been on the family side. But, you know, clout is a hell of a fucking drug. You know, some of these women that be on social media and shit, they are so goddamn thirsty for attention that it just throws all judgment out the window, man. Or let me make a video telling the world full of total strangers. But I guess that's not that crazy, right? She married a fucking stranger, right? It's not that crazy when we know what we know now, how she married a stranger and started having babies with a stranger. So yeah, I guess if you her, it's not that much of a stretch for you to just start telling strangers your business. But I think it's absolutely absurd to take such a horrible thing that happened to your daughters, that they're never gonna outlive this, right? They weren't gonna outlive this horrible thing even if it weren't exposed to the world. But they really can't outlive it now, because they own mama put their business out there. And the internet, nothing goes away when it's out there on the internet. That's why I leave my videos up, even if they're mistakes, even if I might have been wrong in a fact or something like that. I leave it up and I'll just address it. I try to be accurate as possible in the video in the moment, when I'm passionate. But if I made some mistakes, I leave it up and I just come back and I correct myself in the following video. But I try to make that few and far in between. So the internet is forever. It doesn't matter if I go delete a previous video. Somebody grabbed that motherfucker already. Somebody screenshotted it or used one of those third-party video downloaders or something like that. If you make a fool of yourself on the internet, people are going to keep the receipts from it. So deleting it is just, it's fruitless. So that's out there forever. And people are pretty savvy. People can find out stuff about you. They can find out who your damn kids are. They can find out what your address is. They can find out who her husband is. If they find out who her husband is, they can pull up and see if he's got a criminal record or something like that. I don't believe that this is this guy's first time doing something goofy like this. Now, granted, she said, and this really sticks out to me now, because I said yesterday that what if he used getting close, close to the close to her in order to get to the kids? I wasn't completely wrong. I thought perhaps that this is when I thought that it was the girls that she had first. I thought that the pred was trying to use her to get to them, but instead it was the opposite, because he faked like he was all into her kids and whatnot because he knew that's what she wanted. So he faked like he liked her boys. He was invested in her boys and all this sort of stuff to get to her, because he could, he could see how thirsty she was. And as I said about how a lot of these women tend to overlook crazy red flags because they want that Prada and Gucci so damn bad, I definitely stand 10 toes down on that shit now that I know what I know now. Now that I've learned even more by her own mouth. This ain't speculation. This is stuff that she said herself. So, man, what a fucking update. Let me scale back on cussing so much. I don't usually cuss so much, but this is a longer video, and just the nature of it is just so damn absurd. So I stand on what I said. Things are different today than they were yesterday when I made that video. I have no sympathy for this woman whatsoever. She's a victim, yes, but look, just because somebody is a victim doesn't mean they ultimately can't be held accountable for the bad decisions that they made leading up to it. People have this thing about no matter how stupid the things that a person did, don't victim blame, don't victim shame and whatnot. No, man, you have to hold people accountable, because she's a victim because she's the mother of the girls that were, abused. But what about the girls who were abused? She's not more of a victim than they are, and her job was to protect them, and she failed to do so. So I'm not going to sit up here and be like, oh, she's blameless in this whole thing. No, she bears a great bit of blame, because she made all the decisions, every decision where she could have got the hell out of this, where she should have saw this was a bad idea, this was stupid. She leaned into the stupid idea. And, based on just, that's the thing that's the most amusing about this. If you can even say anything's amusing about this. The video where she's telling her story, she's so proud of her decisions. So learning what we know now about this, and then going back and watching that video, watching that video is so cringe, because she is so proud of all these bad choices in that moment. She's so proud of the, obviously she thinks differently now, because, she turning on the waterworks and stuff now for the update video, letting us know what happened. But in that video before this happened, no, she thought she was really cooking. She thought all them decisions that she was making, like she was like the greatest matchmaker ever. She found herself this perfect guy, and she could coach you to get you one too. Ridiculousness. I've been out here too long though, man. This counter saying 20 minutes on here. I got to get my work in, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. This is a bit of a long video. I ain't intend to be out here this long, and it's cold than a mofo. So I appreciate y'all as always, man. Thank you for joining along with me on this ride to 5,000. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.